Hey guys, it's Lisa with Are You My Cousin? And it is early morning. I am ready to head out to visit my parents today. So my parents moved recently and I spent a lot of time over the past year packing them up. And as we sorted through closets and pulled boxes off of shelves, it was really kind of a bit of it was a discovery adventure as well. A little bit like Indiana Jones, as you're discovering things you didn't know were there. But one of the things that we were excited to find certainly were uncovering all of the family photographs. Now, I've seen a lot of the family photographs, and we've talked a lot about that. I mean, after all, I am their daughter, and I am the family historian in the family. I am the genealogist. So, of course, we've gone through a lot of those photographs. But still, even then, we found things that had been long forgotten and that I hadn't seen before. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. The move has happened. It was fabulous. It went well. It could not have been better. And now that we've all recovered our energy, I am heading back over to visit with them today. And we are going to go through some of the old family photos that we found, a photo album. We found some slides that I was particularly interested in discovering a little bit more about. So I am going to head off for the day. It's early here. I'm going to be getting breakfast and heading out shortly to go spend the day with my parents. We're going to scan the photos using my PhotoMine app that I'm super excited about, and I'm going to get the stories and hopefully get a few more photographs identified as well. All right, it's one of my favorite breakfasts, Greek yogurt and lots of fruit, and you can probably hear my kitty in the background because she is waiting for her automatic feeder to go off. Okay guys, so I thought before I head out I'd show you what I'm actually taking with me on my interview trip with my parents today about the family photographs. So first off, I'm taking certainly my cell phone to do a lot of the videoing with, which you can't see because I'm actually using it to video currently. So I am taking my cell phone, but I am taking my chargers, as well as I am taking my iPad to do some videoing with because I have the PhotoMine app there, as well as certainly my charger for that. I've got my laptop over here. I've got my tripod that I use, the tall one I'm currently using, but I also have my little mini one as well to take with. I also have my phone mount from PhotoMine that I use. I'm not sure if I'm going to need it this particular trip, but I'm taking it just in case, so if I need to get some really good scans overhead, I can do that. I have got my light pad. You've seen me use this before. I'll link to it above. It's a light board, and today I'm going to be using it to do some scans for some old slides. Speaking of old slides, I have the boxes of old slides that I want to get scanned with my parents and find out the stories behind some of the photographs. I do know that their wedding is in here, but there are some other slides in there I'm not as sure about. I want to get the story behind those. I am taking my mother's, let's see if I can get this open. It's her childhood photo album from when she was a little girl. So I am super excited to take this with me and get some of the story behind these. I do know a lot of the individuals in these photographs, but I'd like to hear a little bit more about them. I'd like to hear some of the stories about them as well, but there are also some individuals in here that I am not familiar with, and I would like to learn a little bit more if I can get them identified. I actually suspect they're probably family friends, but they could be a cousin or two mixed into the group. And then I also, if time allows, because I have a lot of photographs, right? I have an entire box of photographs that I will actually see about getting my dad to help me identify, because I have a lot of photographs in this box. And then lastly, I just have things to help me with the filming, and so that I can show you guys a little bit better. I have some extra lighting in here. I have my microphones in here as well. So that's what I'm taking with me today, guys. As you can see, it's actually pretty simple. You guys, if you may not know it, but I actually travel fairly light when I go to do these types of interviews. I think the one thing I didn't show you is just a legal pad with paper and pencil so that I can make notes on. But I travel light because I want the focus to be on the conversations that we're going to have around the family photographs. I don't want it to be on all the other extraneous stuff that I might think I need to take. I really just want to be able to get and talk about those family photographs. So my priorities are getting the slides scanned, as well as the little photo album of my mom from when she was a little girl. And then if I can get to, and we have time allows, I'm going to get to that large box of family photos that has some things in it that I'd like to learn a little bit more about. Okay, I'm at Mom and Dad's, so let's meet them. Hey Mom, hey Dad. These are Mom and Dad. Thank you so much let's go over the photos. Okay guys, so I have my mom, Anita, here and my dad, Graham, and we are going to be looking at our old family photos. So, truth be known, I actually have most of them at my house. So I actually brought some that I want them to look at. We have boxes of slides that I hadn't seen before. And when I got here, Dad pulled out a whole box of slides and negatives that I hadn't seen before. So super excited to find out what that is. What do you guys think about the old family photos? Have you guys seen them recently? Did you take time to go through them? Did you even remember what you had?
I didn't remember what we had.
No, they've been squirreled away for a long time. We had forgot where they were or what they were, the content was.
Yeah. Now you actually took more slides early on, like at your wedding, when you were first married, and like when Greg was a little boy and stuff. You took more slides before actual just paper photos, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And why was that? Was it just easier?
The color and yeah, and the quality was better.
Okay. Well, I think I discovered in some of the ones we see that you actually were a very good photographer. I was really impressed with the ones I saw.
Well, I tried a little bit, but it didn't last long.
Well, and then my brother and I came along, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to get to it. Okay, so I'm going to scan the next slide, which is of my great-grandfather. This is a great picture. Oh, wow, look at that. So that's Bossy.
Yes, that is.
Face to face with my great-grandfather.
Yes, he was in his early 70s, I think, at that time.
That is so cool. I want you to tell me about this picture that we've got here of Bossy, and tell me about how you said you won a contest with it.
Well, this picture was taken, and I'm trying to remember, it would have been in about 1957, 57, possibly 58. But I was in college and visited him at the old home place. This was during the fall, and he was firing tobacco at the barn, wood firing. And I happened to have my camera along, so I shot a few pictures there at the time of them. This one, when I was back at school, some of the people that were in the photography club kind of liked this particular slide, and they displayed it in a display at the College Union one weekend, and it won a prize for one of the human interest categories.
Oh, I love it. Did you ever tell Bossy about winning?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'll show you to him.
That's so cool. Okay, so I'm going to use PhotoMine to scan these negatives, and I'm going to use my iPad so you can see that. I have this one here at the end. I think we're going to see somebody. So I'm going to use the little magnets that come with the light pad from PhotoMine, because this has been wound up for so many years. I can only imagine. All right, so I'm going to use my iPad to show you guys. Okay, so I'm going to scan. I've made sure it's on negative on this side. And oh, look at that. Sure enough. And one of the great things is PhotoMine does kind of accommodate the fact that don't have the steadiest hand. So if we look at that, we took that photo you saw, and here's an adorable picture of my brother. Let's try another one. Let's try this one down here, because I think my grandfather is in it. Okay, so again, it's on negative. I'm going to hold the button for 3. And again, it takes care of my shaky hands. And there we have it. So from a negative, I have my grandfather, my brother. Now, if I want to get really fancy, guys, I can hit this little diamond button, and it will actually sharpen it up a little bit. So it's doing that kind of, I think they call it Sharpie. And look, it cleared up. It uses a little AI technology to sharpen the features there. So Mom, tell me a little bit about the album that you're looking at. Did you put that together? I'm assuming grandmother put that together?
No, this is one that Mother put together.
Okay.
And it basically goes pretty much till I'm about 6 years old.
Were you in Virginia that whole time, or?
We were in Virginia from the time I was about 9 or 10 months old, and we moved back to Greensboro when I was almost 6.
Okay.
Or they moved back to Greensboro, yeah, because that's where they lived when I was born.
All right, so here is a picture of the album that we have scanned, mom's baby pictures or young child pictures. I can actually go up here and name the album. And so we'll call this one Young Anita. And then the other thing we can do is then I can share that by using the share button. I can say I want them all, and I'm actually going to send them to my Google Photos. So they are being scanned and sent over to my Google Photos, and we'll take a look at those there. Once we scanned all of the photos and slides and negatives up into PhotoMine, we spent the rest of our time going through the pictures, and I was gathering the stories as fast as I could record and write them. They were telling me the family stories. Hey, so I am back home now. I just got home from a day spent with my parents where we went through the old photo albums, the old slides, which were really fantastic. We found some ones that we had forgotten about when we moved. So it was really great to discover more photographs, more slides from when my parents were married, when I was a little baby. It was really fun to see those and to be able to use the PhotoMine scanning app to scan those. And we were able to do some slides, some negatives, as well as certainly a photo album. So super excited I got to do that. And so now, after a number of hours on the road today, I'm gonna go put my feet up. Talk to you later. Bye.